Uh, I don't even know where to begin, y'all. Don't even know where to begin right now. I know my hair is driving me insane. It's like at these points because it's growing longer and all these things, and I'm like, it's awesome, and then it's also like weird over here, and I just don't effing care. It's what it is. It's there. I appreciate it. Besides that, but in addition to like little tiny baby triggers, massive, like fully developed adult triggers coming in hot to where like literal ceilings falling, crumbling down to the ground. I will insert a clip of part of my day today, I tell you. The massive reminder is there is always a yin and a yang. There is always a balance of the high and the low, the light and the dark, whatever you want to call it, shadow, love, all these things. There is a balance. There is always going to be a balance. It's law. It has to be a balance. My body is just so, like, I'm literally having cellular death going on, rebirthing going on right now. And it's driving me, like, insane. But that's the whole point, right? We don't want the sanity. We want to have the insanity with the delusions, with the uncomfortability, the unknown, the unfamiliarity. Familiarity. Yeah, that one. Familiarity. With my brain working or not working and all these things because I'm tired, and that is okay. But being fully aware of my triggers. There's so many things that have been happening and going on today and flowing and driving me just to my points, to my peaks. And then I just breathe and I'm like, you know what? I'm here. I understand what's happening. And I choose to do better than the last time I experienced this loop. I choose to use the tools that I have. I choose to not engage and dance within these darker energies and parasitic entities that are around me, doing their best to break through the cracks that are happening within my auric field because I am tired, or my cup is not fully full, or whatever these things going on. I choose to not consent. With all of this going on, my body is really hungry, and then I'll eat like a bite or two, or just have a little bit of yogurt, or eat a couple slices of an apple, and then I'm like, I feel so full, like I'm gonna puke. Like the symptomatics right now with this ascension that's happening within me, and I'm feeling very much called to share this, so I'm feeling as though it is happening with y'all too. If it is, please post in the comments below. Let me know how you're feeling. I would love to know, because it's these points and times to where many of us feel alone. We feel like we have no one there with us, and we are never alone. It's like literally, physically, metaphysically, I'll say, and spiritually impossible for us to be alone. There's no. On top of headaches, nausea, bloating, when I'm like still not really eating, and I'm just like, I know I'm so full of energetics that are releasing, and I'm freezing, and then I'm really hot. And it's I laugh because it is also these are symptoms of a few other people that I know, that I'm aware of, that are having these same symptomatics, but it's so freaking true. It's so freaking true. And yes, I did have and do a somatic release session with a dear sister of mine just a couple of days ago. And even with that, like, amplifying all of these feelings and everything. And even after that, I was so hungry, and then I wasn't. Like, I'm literally barely eating anything. Like I said, a couple slices of apple, a little bit of yogurt. I had made, usually for breakfast, brekkie, I cut up an apple, and I have some organic peanut butter, and then I might have some yogurt with it and cinnamon and a little bit of honey, and that's my breakfast. Now, I made that 2 days ago, and I just finished it this afternoon for like lunch. I'm drinking water, and yet I feel like not enough because I feel so full, like it's making me sick. I've been sleeping so much, and I'm still exhausted. Like, my eyes just like want to be shut right now. They don't want to be awake. And then with all the things going on today, I'm still maneuvering a few things. I may have to pin a couple because I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. And at the same time, still functioning as I can. Still watching my G baby while her mama goes to work. And even Luna, she is tired as well. She's definitely showing different signs and symptoms. She's more clingy right now. And she's always very in tune. Releasing, constantly releasing. The amount of belching that I've done within the past 3 days is like almost, it's literally probably almost like a third of my entire day, which is like surreal to points, but yeah. And I don't know what to eat. Like, I just don't know what to eat. And I'm trying to like nibble here and there because I'm like, I feel like, oh, my body needs some kind of food. The only thing I'm really eating is fruit and some greens. Like, I'm getting ready to try to eat a mini baby bit of a taco salad if I can even. I don't feel like putting the meat on. The meat is plant-based meat, or it is plant-based meat, but it's like plant-based meat. And my body is just like, no. And I was so sad earlier because my son wanted tropical smoothie, and I'm like, cool, I'll get a smoothie too probably. And I got one just the other day, and I still haven't finished it. Like, usually I'll finish them within like a day, 2 at the max. Still haven't finished it. There's still like a wee bit left. And then everything inside of me is like, can we trust? Like, my body was like rejecting getting a smoothie, and I'm like, this is super weird. But I asked them, I was like, are your fruits, are they organic? And then the cashier, the chick at the cashier, then asked the dude, and then the dude was like, I'm sorry, what? And she was like, yeah, are our fruits, are they organic? And he was like, are they organic? He's like, He's like, I know they're frozen, if that's helpful. And I'm like, no, not really. And then I Googled it, and Google could not give me a definitive answer except for that they choose superior fruits and veggies for their smoothies. And it like hurts my heart because it's like the simple the tiny, like I barely go out to eat at all anymore unless I know like 150% this is organic. But the very few places that I would go would be Tropical Smoothie, then also Kava, and that's about it. That's really about it at this point. And I did Google about Kava just the other day as well because I felt so guided to do so. Kava apparently does its absolute best to have and maintain organic ingredients such as fruits, not really fruits, but just veggies, but yet they can't always guarantee. I do know every time I eat at Kava, I feel fairly well. And I say fairly well because sometimes my stomach feels off with them, but it's not all the time. And I feel with that could literally be the fact of, okay, they had organic veggies for whatever I chose, or that other time something was not organic, so something contained pesticides, and that is what made my stomach off. I'm at this point in my venture and experiences in this life that I will not settle nor sacrifice an assumption if something is organic or not. To the point of I will not go out and eat at certain places, basically most places, unless they have an organic menu, like 150% for sure. Or I will just cook myself. And then even when I do go out to places that do cook organic and everything, because I'm vegan, if they cook on the same oven top, stove top, whatever, grill top with meat, like that's not okay with me. If they, I've cut out potatoes and tomatoes, no more nightshades for me. If you don't know now, you know, but nightshades, they just kind of like create a darker, energetic essence, I'll say essence within your intestines, and I'm not about that at all. Nope. So they're cut, which is crazy because if you think about the amount of things that potatoes and tomatoes are in, and that's also another thing, like so many things you would think that do not have potatoes in it, or I mean tomatoes you pretty much know, but something that you would never assume would have a potato in it, if it's vegan and if it's gluten-free, a lot of times they sub out this gluten for potato starch or some kind of, even with the rice, like the rice protein or quinoa. My stomach does not like quinoa. I had done it's basically like a stool and blood check with Biome. If you've ever heard of Biome, Deepak Chopra definitely sponsors them and everything. That's why I was like, awesome, a trusted source to me anyway. Always do your research. Always do your research. So I sent it in, and then they gave me back like what my superfoods are, what foods my gut microbiome do not like, and all these things. And I was mind blown because strawberries, my gut microbiome does not like strawberries. When I eat strawberries, it like triggers a certain group of bacterias within my gut, and then it just starts inflammation within my lining and with the other microbiome in my gut, and that is not okay. And I was just like, wow. And I don't know, I'm not fully aware, or I was not aware or conscious of when I ate strawberries if my stomach did something weird, but basically by the time I felt the weird, I would have eaten something else along those whatever lines of whatever I happen to be eating within those like 24 to 48 hours. But the strawberries, the bacteria on them do not mix with my microbiome, and therefore created some kind of like chemical fungi issue, which just like kickstarted the kickstarted inflammation and all kinds of different issues with my gut. Triggers keep coming! Triggers to keep coming! Anyway, back to the microbiome. In the middle of making tacos and all these things, and keeping my stuff separated from their stuff because they do gluten and I do not, and all these wonderful magical things, and blah 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 blah. Flooper! Flooper! And this guy, he's got sour cream on his face. Poor Floof. Yeah, it was an accident and he appreciates it because he licks it off anyway. But okay, so with the biome, now what they have, which is freaking awesome, is they have it so you can do the stool and the blood, but then they check for brain markers and your brain age and all these things, which I think is so phenomenally awesome because I've had, if you're not aware, literally in my lifetime, clearly over 20 concussions, if not probably over 25, which is crazy. All these things being said and stated, I shall be, and this is like a pre, my brain goes like a prereq, but it's not a prereq, but like it is in a way, it isn't, I don't know, but it's like it's like a taste of how deep, because we're not even going deep at all whatsoever, but we are getting ready to go into, I am creating this deep dive into detoxification process for the body and all of the things that you have access to. And I am so freaking excited to do so. Also, I have been giving myself the time and space and grace that I need to be able to function in my family and just for myself in general alone, just for myself, my family, and then everyone else, because there's so much that's going on right now. The amount of like immediate, so it's like we're multi-dimensional beings, okay? I feel as though I'm having like multi-dimensional deaths, cellular deaths, death, excuse my tongue, sometimes I literally get tongue-tied, okay, like literally, and and then when I'm tired, it's like all these things, trying to speak and whatever, but I'm very deeply called to make this video, so I am making it. With all that being said, I shall be doing a deeper dive into detoxification with the body, having a couple splits in of a trance channeling I did with the Sophia Dragons, as well as trying to remember who was the last that came in, Galactic Federation Council, which was awesome. And I've had two channelings with them. The first was different than the second. Second consciousness, if you will, call them that, consciousness, group, collective consciousness of them. The first one was a more serious type of tone. The second was very more uppity and also very much in the scale and ranks and intelligence and awareness of many, many things. And I'm definitely looking forward to going into another trance channeling with them. And yeah, if there's so much that's like, there is so much that's coming through. Me sharing my story for like the first time, like not fully, I'm gonna have to break it in chunks. Like that's been the one thing that's been keeping me back from telling my story is like, where do I begin? How do I start? Not really how do I start, but where do I begin? And then I saw a podcast or YouTube or something along the lines of discussing your story in discussion, but also you don't need to drop the whole thing at one time, because if you do, it's overwhelming for yourself and for the viewer. So I'm like, okay, I am so grateful that I saw that, because now I can go in like mini chunks. So that's what we're going to be doing. So episode 2 of Deeply Stripped podcast is going to be coming very, very soon as well. And I'm so excited for all of these things. At the same time, right present moment, space, time, reality of my now, I am in a massive pause moment. And it's truly a divine alignment of a pause. Like all these things that are occurring and transitioning and shifting, bringing me back full circle right now into the beginning of this video as to the massive amount of highs that are coming. All of these massive amount of lower frequencies and energies and situations and triggers will be happening. It is law. It like has to happen. So this is not to scare you. This is not to make you concerned. This is just to create an awareness to you that to get those sky highs that we're reaching for, that we're calling in for. Because I know I have been, like I literally have been calling in my bigness, all these things, opening so many doors, being open, in reciprocity, like all of these things. The lows are going to happen. And it's just mind-blowing. And thankfully today everyone was safe. No one got hurt, because it could have been way worse. Way worse. And I'm just truly grateful. I love you. I fucking see you. I fucking see you, soul fam. And I'm looking forward to our next time together. Much love, many blessings.